States. It's Mark from the United States.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Mark from the States. How are we doing today? I am doing fantastic. I hope you are as well. Thank you so much for coming. I appreciate each and every one of you. I'm so excited today. I've got a big announcement, but first, come sit on this big fake couch. And today we are going to Robin Hood's Bay, and we're back with Kara and Jeremy of Magic Geekdom as they just move. We just did a video, and you asked, we just did one with them a week ago, and I'm like, yes. Well, they've now moved down. I don't know if this is the same time that they visited Whitby, if they went down. I'm not sure in the order of things, if this happened right after or maybe a different time. I'm not sure, but it's close. A lot of you in the comments said, hey, Robin Hood's Bay is just, within walking distance south there on the Yorkshire coast, which is the East Coast, right? And of England. So I'm excited to see this. A lot of you said if you loved Whitby, you're going to love this place. So I'm all for it. But speaking of Magic Geekdom and Karen Jeremy, the news that I'm excited to tell you is it's official. I will be interviewing the both of them in about a week's time. A week from Sunday, I believe, is when it's tentatively scheduled. They're back in the States now for however long, I'm not sure, before they head out again. But I'm excited to catch them stateside, and we can have a nice little conversation. I really enjoyed mine with Off Day Adventures, and hopefully I can refine my skills and do a little bit better. One of the things I regret is that I missed a lot of questions that a lot of you sent. There's about 4 or 5 of them that somehow I just got on sidetracked. We went off on different tangents with the interview, and I forgot to go back, and I missed some actually in some of the videos. People had asked questions in the comments that I missed, and I promised to do better. So please, if you didn't hear your question last time, don't let that deter you. I will hopefully do better. And so please send your questions, comment on this video with your question. I will put a post on our channel page to where you can put a question, or just email me. A question would be great. And I will do my best and hopefully get to all of them this time. It just, even to this day, I go back going, gosh, how did I miss that question? So please, let's hear questions, comments, observations, whatever you want to say. Let me know to ask Kara and Jeremy. I'm so excited to be able to talk to them. Yeah, it's going to be a lot of fun. So that's why we're back. And of course, this is a good companion video to the Whitby one. It just seems like, of course, Robin Hood Bay sounds familiar to me. I've heard of it before. I can't remember exactly where, but a lot of you, of course, in the comments of the last video said, yeah, you got to go, actually stay in Robin Hood's Bay and then, visit Whitby. And that sounds like an awesome weekend, kind of a getaway kind of a thing to hit both of those up. But yeah, anyway, come sit with me. Let's take a look at Robin Hood's Bay with Kara and Jeremy. Let's do it.
Today we are exploring Robin Hood's Bay, and I am so excited because not only has this place been highly recommended by our viewers, but just looking at the water.
Wow. Just going back to this shot already, that you're right. That is postcard right there. That is a postcard of a village right there. That is beautiful. I love how this street just comes right down to the water. I'm going to assume that water at some point, drifts back out to where it exposes something. Because why would you have what looks to be like a road that goes right down there? I don't know. But that is just awesome.
Been highly recommended by our viewers, but just looking at the water from the car park it's stunning. It's so beautiful, and we haven't even gotten down into the village yet. One of the things that Robin Hood's Bay is known for is its narrow, twisting lanes, and we've already come across our first one. It is lovely. I can't wait until we see more, but we are just still making that trek down to the bottom. It just got very narrow in the streets here. I love that there are all of these colorful doors. There are all kinds of boutique shops. There's even a store for Carly, which she apparently knows is for her because she is very intently smelling the door. Doodle bones are sold here. They sell Carly's. Just kidding. We've been calling Carly Doodlebone because we bought her one of these harnesses when we first got over here.
It looks so cool.
So it's funny that they have more doodle bones in there.
So it does look kind of... Excuse me, I think I'm gonna sneeze. It does look steep. So you definitely have to make the trek down, and I'm sure the trek back up isn't the best, but still, those windy little paths look so awesome. Yeah, this is definitely, it's taking just what I imagine and has brought it to life for a seaside village. This is great.
We have encountered so many other dogs that Carly is very excitable right now. You okay? This really is one of the most unique places we've been to here in England.
It's really interesting. It is one of those places that you kind of have to be here. I think that the camera doesn't quite do it justice.
I feel like you would need like a 360 camera to show just like how everywhere you look is so interesting and something different to look at.
Yeah.
That's cool.
We were walking down the hill, saw a little tea room cafe called Ella Stell's. So Kara thought, you got to stop and have some cream tea, which I'm not against.
It looks lovely.
The jam's a little tart. The scones are nice and soft. Yeah, that's good.
That was scrumptious, and if you ask me, the best kind of breakfast. Let's see what else we can find around here. How interesting that that is from the La Brea Tar Pits.
Okay, La Brea Tar Pits. That's near me. That's only about 40 minutes from where I live down in LA. Wow, interesting. Why is it there, I wonder? Interesting. I've been to the Tar Pits. It's interesting. It's a place I guess you should go once, at least, I guess. But interesting.
How interesting that that is from the La Brea Tar Pits.
Come all the way to England, see something from LA.
I thought you were going to see something from My Girl. Oh wait, that was My Girl too, that they go to the La Brea Tar Pits.
I don't remember that.
Size does, I want to go back and read, I'm sorry. Size does matter. No one wants a small pizza. Oh, pizza. We do a 6-inch if you can't handle 12 inches. Okay, a little double entendre there. A little innuendo. I get it. Yeah, this is awesome.
My gosh,
Smuggler.
we finally made it to the bottom. I can see the water.
Okay, this is the, so that's the street we're looking at from that original shot. Now, I just saw it say Smuggler. Is this like a big smuggler's place, like for pirates and stuff like that? This is very interesting. It's the road that leads into the water. I'm curious to see where it goes. I'm expecting like maybe once the water recedes back out, that there's like a gas station under there or something, or another shop, a pub. Oh, wouldn't that be great? It's an underwater pub half the day, and yeah, okay. So cool.
The tide is in.
Very much so.
But we're gonna wait till it goes out. Last year, we came to Whitby, and that is when...
Okay, so, wow, so Whitby's video was from a year before. Interesting. Definitely, if I were going to have to do it, I would have to, it'd be easier to just hit them both, right? But this is interesting. Wainwright's Bar, traditional ales. I'd be
Primarily,
going
a lot
in there.
of you said you got to also go to Robin Hood's Bay. It's just down the road. Apparently, you can
Yes.
walk between the two. We're actually staying here in Robin Hood's Bay, which we'll show you a little bit later. But
A lot of you said to do
apparently
that.
you can also walk from coast to coast. I had no idea.
I'm not sure where it starts, but I did see.
Right. That's where Robin Hood's Bay was ingrained in my mind. Yes, of course. Many of you have said this. For whatever reason, I was like, God, have I done a video on Robin Hood's Bay? And I was going back, looking through my videos. I'm like, no, I haven't done a video on Robin Hood's Bay. And then now, of course, but I have done a video on a gentleman who walked the coast to coast. Great video. Go back and check it out, if you will. It's on the channel. And it ends here, and that's where I remember him coming into Robin Hood's Bay at the end of his journey. Gosh, that's where it is, man. Cool.
So walk from coast to coast. I had no idea.
I'm not sure where it starts,
192
but I did
miles.
see some patches and T-shirts at one of the stores we walked past that had the beginning and the end on it.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Gotta love England for
Pretty
having
cool.
miles and miles of footpaths all over the place.
Yeah.
You do gotta love it.
We were gonna check out the seawall, but it looks like a severe storm has come through here recently.
Yeah, looks like they're doing some construction.
But I guess that's why the seawall's here, huh?
Wow, look at that.
The old Coast Guard station here is now a visitor center. There is a little museum inside that's free. It's not very big, but it does have some interactive stuff. Our friend's kid would enjoy that aspect. And it has some great views of this area. So
that is cool.
it's worth popping in, especially if you have children. She's looking for where I am. Do you think she'll find me? Do you think she'll notice where I am? I'm right here. Hi, look, there I am. Nope, she didn't see me. There I am. There I am. How dare I leave you? I'm here for the shanty.
I'm here for the shanty too.
Oh.
Badoomch.
Everyone loves a good sea shanty.
I have to say, I really appreciate how everyone's boats are just out and about here, waiting to be used. Let's see if we can access the beach yet. Not much beach
Not
to
yet.
access yet, is it?
Yeah, with the tide in, there's pretty much, like 10 feet of beach over there.
I think that little cove we found earlier was a little bit more peaceful because I think everyone's
definitely.
just waiting till they can go down to the beach.
Yeah.
There's this place here selling donuts by the seaside, which is just, I think, a pretty British thing. Like, we've seen that in several seaside towns we've come across, and I don't really see that in the U.S.
No, you
Kind of makes
don't.
sense to me though, because I feel like people here spend more holidays by the seaside during the winter even than we would. So a hot coffee and
During the
hot
winter,
donut
for
sounds
sure.
pretty good in the winter or the fall.
And I guess maybe hot buttered toast, too.
Yeah, that one.
I'm just gonna go ahead and say a donut is great anytime. Not just in here, I'm taking my glasses off so you know I'm serious. Donuts can be eaten anytime. And that is fact.
It's weird to me.
Oh man, gosh. I'm so sorry for pausing. I would love to stay at this hotel right here. Of course, this would be awesome, but just this shot right here also
Yeah, that one's weird to me.
just so cool. Look at that.
The beach area itself was pretty crowded, and the tide's still in and won't be
Beers?
back out for like at least an
Time
hour
for
or so,
beers.
So we stopped by a nearby pub
Boom.
and got some beers.
There you go. Love it.
Cheers for some Yorkshire beers. Sat and had a pint with a lovely view, watching
So
the
the
tide
tide
go
is
out.
going
also,
out.
watching cars try to fight themselves coming down here.
Where
I
are
guess
they
you are
going?
not supposed to drive down here. They ask you not to. They ask you to park at one of the car parks at the top of the hill, but it doesn't stop people from doing it. But it doesn't look like a fun arrangement, especially when there's as many
They
people.
may. I'm going back. I want to see the trucks.
They ask you not to down here.
Those look like official vehicles.
Tide go out. Also,
Those look like work vehicles. So and the guy's wearing, the orange. So I imagine they're official vehicles of some sort. But just amazing how the tide, just the whole tide thing is amazing.
watching cars try to
Pretty
fight
awesome.
themselves coming down here. I guess you are not supposed to drive down here. They ask you not to. They ask you to park at one of the car parks at the top of the hill, but it doesn't stop people from doing it. But it doesn't look like a fun arrangement, especially when there's as many people.
Yeah, maybe those
as there
guys are down there
around
to
here.
keep others
I think the
from
tide's out
driving
enough
down
we can
there.
go out though. It always comes back to the shanty too.
Shanty too. I'd be in the, oh my gosh, look at that. And they pitch a tent.
We finally
like-
made it to the actual beach. The tide is finally on its way out. And honestly, it was getting very, very crowded. People just waiting to finally be able to go out on the beach. But now that there's plenty of space to do that, it is not feeling quite so congested. I have a little bit less anxiety about it, so that's good. But I think that's kind of been
So
our
awesome.
consensus today. Very, very lovely village, but like very popular and not a lot of places for those people to go.
Yeah, all these people behind me were at one point corralled in this little area over here.
I bet this one's excited that she finally gets to play in some sand, not the water. She's not a water dog. Come on, let's go.
Nah. Carly. Eh.
Now, apparently there are all kinds of creatures that you can find out here
The
in
tide
the
pools?
rock pools. I don't know where we have to find
Rock
them though.
pools.
Carly's made a friend. She misses her friends back home because this is like the most she's wanted to play with other dogs in a long time, huh?
That's awesome. Oh, wow.
We walked on the beach. Carly made friends. We saw the famous ice cream van that comes out in the low tide. I feel like we
What?
accomplished at least a little bit of a Robin Hood's Bay beach day. But I do think we want some ice cream. I feel like we saw some ones that looked like they were good and homemade and local. Let's go
Got it.
try one of those. Just noticed that this flag says that they won the Seaside Award of 2023. Explain why it's a popular place to visit.
Seaside
I don't know
Award.
who's giving out all these awards, though.
I think one of the things that Robin Hood's Bay is known for is a
That's funny. Who is giving out all these awards?
I don't know who's giving out all these awards, though.
I think one of the things that Robin Hood's Bay is
funny.
known for is a lot of stories about its smuggling past.
Okay,
And
here we go.
I think that this might be one of the smugglers' tunnels, but I'm not totally sure. I just know that they exist here. Smuggling was a big thing. And that makes sense because it weirdly reminds me of another town known for smuggling or village, and that is Rye, down in the south. Kind of random, but both
Rye.
lovely.
Okay, I'll have to check that
I
one
also
out.
read online that there is a smuggler's tour that you can kind of do your own walking tour and that there are plaques around. However, I don't know where that starts or ends, and we haven't seen a single plaque. So apparently that's an option, but yeah, I don't know. We're bad at the smuggling tourism aspect today, I guess.
Before I go, before we continue, look at the sign behind her. It says extreme danger on this slipway at high tide. Incoming tides will block your return to the slipway. Yikes. You gotta be really cognizant of that.
Good smugglers.
We are
clearly.
not good smugglers. We found this shop called the Higgledy Pig. It is this really neat
Higgledy
combination
Pig.
of like gin, beer, music, and art.
Mm-hmm.
We picked up some Yorkshire beers that we're gonna try back at our place in a little bit, but I think first we need some
Yorkshire
ice cream before we
pudding
head that way.
beer.
When your ice cream shop is also an old-fashioned candy shop, you gotta get the Cinder Toffee ice cream,
Yeah,
right?
I think you do.
How is it?
That's quite tasty. Yep. I like it.
I forget what Cinder Toffee even is. I just remember we tried it once, and it was crunchy.
It's kind of like honeycomb-ish candy.
Okay. Carly's like, excuse me, I like ice cream too, please. We've had cream tea, we've had pints of beers, We have more pints of beers to enjoy, and we just had some ice cream. I guess it's time to work off all the things that we've had by making the trek back up the hill.
Back up the hill. Well, that's the thing. You go downhill, you always gotta go back
Circle back
up.
to the fossil shop.
Yeah.
And since I didn't hardly even look for fossils, maybe I'll buy one. All the signs that are like, look up, and then you look up and you're like, whoa, those are pretty amazing. Yeah, I think you're allowed to call yourself a fossil museum if you have those, right?
Yeah.
I didn't know you could buy fossils for as little as like 50p. That is incredible. Although some of the ammonites and cooler things were a little bit more expensive. I thought I was gonna just buy one because we've been fossil hunting 3 times and haven't found anything yet, although today I would barely call it hunting. Yeah. But I think I'm gonna just hold out. I'm gonna wait until we actually find one. I mean, I guess I did find what I think is a sea urchin,
yeah.
but I'm holding out for an ammonite. So I guess maybe next time we come back, we can plan something with Jason and Josh and we can all find all the ammonites.
Jason and Josh is JJ Extra. Go support them too. You need to do a video
a couple
from
hundred
them.
years ago, like by the 1820s, the fishing industry was so booming here in Robin Hood's Bay that it actually was a bigger industry than Whitby, which is very interesting considering how small it is.
It doesn't look like a very large place.
Welcome to our
but
villa. It is called Villa Neptune.
Neptune.
It is part of the Rounton House, which is 2 luxury accommodations that are part of Maison Parfaite. We stayed in one of their other properties when we were in the Yorkshire Dales. We were only there one night, and we were sad that we weren't there longer because it was one of the best days that we have ever had, especially here in the UK. This is their property in Robin Hood's Bay. There are 2 villas. We have the bottom floor, the ground floor villa, that is a 2-bedroom, 1.5 bath. The first and second floors on the upstairs are another villa, I think called the Captain's Residence, that are an even larger accommodation. That one has the stunning views, but this one has the hot tub.
Oh, here we
I've
go.
been here 2 nights, as you can maybe see by our stuff scattered around a little bit. Big couch is comfortable. The hot tub is great. The bed is one of the more comfortable beds we've been in on this trip, and they have a really nice, fully stocked kitchen too. Fully stocked in terms of pots and pans and dishes and silverware and all that kind of great stuff.
And a bottle of champagne.
Yeah, there was Prosecco. We already drank that.
Maison Parfaite have locations all over Yorkshire, so you should definitely
Wow, that
check
is
out their
cool.
website and see some of the properties that they have. Consider booking with them when you book your next holiday. We certainly will consider booking with them in the future, although this stay they did provide for us for featuring them in this video. So thank you, Maison Parfaite, for hooking us up with another luxury stay. We have made our way back to Whitby, a place that we've been to before, but we absolutely loved. I just love
We're
the
back
Abbey
at Whitby.
ruins up on the hill. I love that our horse friend or our pony friend is still there, the one we saw last year, the first time we came. And we started our day on a 20-minute boat tour of the marina, and it was lovely. A guy was like, hey, we're dog friendly, come on in. And we were like, okay.
And while I am no means against a boat ride, I knew we were going on this boat 10 feet away when I saw it was pet friendly on the sign before the man even told us to get on.
It's true. I love a good boat ride. And for only £5, it's a nice leisurely stroll around the area, pointing out some of the highlights of Whitby and learning a little bit more about the fishing industry. So,
Yeah, pretty much covered the whole bay.
Yeah, would recommend. I think my favorite fact that we learned on the boat tour is that the 199 steps that go up to the Abbey and the churchyard originally were wood, and it wasn't until the 1700s that they changed them to stone. I just thought that was fascinating. It's definitely more lively here today, it being August, than when we were here last year in April. But there's also a lot more going on. Like, there are a bunch of vendors selling things. I mean, I was very tempted by glitter tattoos, let me tell you. Also noticing this souvenir shop we definitely went in before has Whitby Rock, which is something that people told us we needed to try.
Candy of some sort? Okay.
Yeah. So this is Whitby Rock. I didn't realize it came in so many flavors. We saw some of these in Robin Hood's Bay yesterday. Last time we were in Whitby, we tried fish and chips at a place
It looks
called
like a
Seaside,
castle.
and they were very good. But a lot of you gave us suggestions of places to come
Right up there,
next
that
time. And
just
probably
perched
the
up
most
there. It's so
suggested
cool.
place was the Magpie Cafe. I guess these are some of the top-rated
the
fish
Abbey,
and chips,
right?
not just in Whitby, but in the UK. And so we got some fish and chips takeaway to eat by the seaside. Or at least we get to sit and eat them with this lovely view of Pleasureland, which is a favorite of ours. Jeremy's happy because he got himself some curry sauce. And that haddock looks pretty tasty.
Oh, that's nice tartar sauce. And the breading on the fish is really light and crispy. And the fish.
So I've been told to try, but make sure that it's cod. And I'm willing to do that. But I'm not going to do it until I get to England to do it. I am holding out, but cod. I see it on menus here. Whenever we go out to dinner, we have a big seafood restaurant here in town that it's pretty popular. They have it, and it is with cod. So, but I'm not going to have it. I'm going to wait until I'm in England to experience fish and chips for the first time. I've been told not to call them fries. I'm probably going to call them fries. I apologize. Hopefully I won't and remember, but it is what it is, people. But it's cool to see him back in Whitby. Whitby, of course, looks awesome. Robin Hood's Bay just looks absolutely amazing. It really does. And I guess they're going to just kind of spend the rest of the day here in Whitby and not go back. I'm going to just kind of fast forward to maybe right here. So we can, look at that. That is so cool. That is so cool. And maybe finish the video out with them here.
Came up over here.
It's pretty awesome.
See the whalebone
views,
arch and
the
the
views are
Captain Cook
incredible.
statue. Both very neat and unique things to see.
Yeah, a lot of you have mentioned Captain Cook and how he basically learned, did a lot of his learning and growing up in Whitby, and as we all know, his life journey ended in the Hawaiian Islands, but which was cool to learn about him. And we did a video on the Hawaiian flag, and they really some of the history of the flag and involved him. And I remember when I went to Hawaii a couple of years ago for my brother's wedding, we got to learn some things about him as well, and it's just interesting. It's far away when you think about England, and then you think about where Hawaii is. It's pretty far, and the fact that way back then, men were able to, and women were able to sail and find and land and go all the way across the world like that. It's just incredible. But it's cool. It's cool knowing that this is kind of where he got his start. And Whitby is wonderful. It's definitely, and you would definitely have to visit both. It's Whitby, Robin Hood Bay, all would be the one trip for sure, or weekend or whatever. Because Robin Hood Bay, to me, would be the ideal spot. That is just what I'm thinking. Whitby, of course, is wonderful as well. So I think just them together, that'd be fun.
Be here in Whitby. I don't know a lot about the history of Captain Cook, but I think people told us when we did our last video in Whitby that he's actually from a different town somewhere here, I believe on the Yorkshire coast, but not necessarily Whitby. However, the only thing I remember learning about in my U.S. history class is I'm pretty sure he's the one that like brutally died in Hawaii, right? Is that right?
I think you're right, but I'm not sure.
I think that's why there's a Captain Cook's at the Polynesian. Anyway, that's my U.S. history for you. There you go. This sign right here says he came to Whitby in 1746. So he's not from Whitby. He just lived here. We've been all over Great Britain, and I don't think there's a single place we've been that we didn't like. But Whitby, and I think Yorkshire in general, are just very special. Whitby is definitely one of my favorite places here in England. Anyway, thank you so much for coming along.
We're gonna go back and look at this before we end. I want to see the Captain Cook.
So he's not from Whitby.
I want to be able to read it here. Oh, missed it. Sorry. There we go. Captain Cook, one of the world's greatest maritime navigators and explorers, had close associations with Whitby. Came to Whitby in 1746, aged 18, as an apprentice to John Walker, a Whitby ship owner. He lodged in the house in Grape Lane. Wow, okay. Which is now the Captain Cook Museum. Yeah, that would be fun to go to. He served on Walker's ships for 9 years, sailing to London, Dublin, and the Baltic, rising from apprentice to mate, and learning skills which later enabled him to lead the epic voyages of exploration. All 4 ships used by Cook for his 3 great voyages include the famous Endeavour, Whitby, were Whitby-built colliers. Museum in Grape Lane tells the story. That's just, that is so cool. And just amazing that able to do that. I don't know about the brutal death. I imagine most deaths by natives would be pretty brutal, I imagine. But from what I understand, he was trying to remove, he was trying to kidnap or abduct the king of the Hawaiian Islands or something like that. And of course that didn't work so well. Something like that. Some of you can fill in the blanks there, but to go back to Robin Hood's Bay, that place is awesome. So, and then you combine it here with Whitby, just incredible. Just those 2 places is a weekend delight. I mean, you're not going to spend a ton of time there because they're small, but certainly a weekend getaway for those 2 places, absolutely. And that looks fun. Absolutely a lot of fun. I hope you enjoyed that. I wasn't expecting them to go back to Whitby. I would have made that more of an announcement at the beginning of the video, but please go support Karen and Jeremy, Magic Geekdom. It's really important that you do so. Feel free to like and subscribe with me as well if you care to. Not important. I'm just happy that you all come and hang out, and hopefully you learned something today. Hopefully you got to see something that you hadn't seen in a while. Hope you just enjoyed, seeing some pretty picturesque type views with some, and traveling along with some great people there. Again, big news. We have a question and answer interview, Q&A, whatever you want to call it, with Magic Geekdom. And I'm so excited to be able to do this. So please, let me see your questions. Let me see comments, just observations, requests, whatever. Shoot them my way. I'm going to, like I said, on our channel, we're going to have a post dedicated to the interview, so you can leave them there if you care to. So yeah, very, very excited. Thanks for putting up with that heater. It's been a little chilly this week since we got back from Arizona. So yeah, leave your comments, questions, and all the like. I hope everybody is happy, healthy, and safe. Thanks so much for coming, and we look forward to seeing you again. All right, take care. Bye.
Mark from the States, it's Mark.